We're deep into the offseason, and I've got one thing to say. This front office is not messing around. Omar Khan has taken the phrase rebuild while contending and turned it into a masterclass. The Steelers are no longer just preparing for the future, they're going Allen for 2025 while stacking up long-term assets like chess pieces. But guess what? According to new insider reports, Khan could still make 2 more massive moves to finish off what could go down as one of the greatest off-seasons in Steelers history. Before we dive into the bold advice Omar Khan just got from Bleacher Report and NFL insiders, make sure to hit that like button to support the channel and help other Steelers fans find this video. And if you're new here, subscribe to stay plugged into every breaking update straight from the Steel City. Let's break this down, piece by piece. Steelers fans, we were all bracing for a rebuild in 2025, right? New quarterback, questions at wide receiver, and a defense that needed reinforcements. But Omar Khan had other plans. Rather than tanking or treading water, he went to work, traded for DK Metcalf to give Aaron Rodgers a legit WR1. Shipped Minkah Fitzpatrick back to Miami in exchange for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, filling 2 needs with proven veterans. Retained core talent like TJ Watt with a monster extension. Collected 12 projected draft picks for the 2026 NFL Draft, setting up the future while loading the present. Steelers Nation, this man is playing 4D chess. But here's where it gets spicy. Bleacher Report analyst Christopher Knox believes Khan could push this offseason over the edge with just 2 more signings. Wide receiver Amari Cooper, safety Justin Simmons, and, you know what? It makes a ton of sense. Let's talk about each one. There's no denying DK Metcalf brings elite size and playmaking ability. But who's the reliable second option? That's where Amari Cooper comes in. Knox points out that Cooper, who posted 1,250 yards and 5 TDs just 2 seasons ago, would be the perfect complement to Metcalf. He's a route-running technician with Pro Bowl pedigree. And with Aaron Rodgers at QB, Cooper wouldn't need to carry the load, just consistently move the chains and beat man coverage. Yes, Spotrac estimates his value at $18.9 million a year. Steep? Sure. But if you're all in with Rodgers for 1 or 2 seasons, why not complete the offense? Add Cooper, and suddenly, this WR room goes from solid to scary. Let's not ignore the other side of the ball. Yes, trading Minkah Fitzpatrick brought in Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, both solid additions. But that safety room is thin, and that's where Justin Simmons comes in. Simmons has been one of the best safeties in the NFL for years. He's smart, he's physical, and most importantly, he wants to sign with a contender. Knox notes that Pittsburgh is the perfect fit. Simmons reportedly would only cost around $5.7 million per year. And with the Steelers' current cap situation, they could realistically sign both Simmons and Cooper if they choose to. Can you imagine a defense with TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, Justin Simmons, and Cam Hayward? That's a veteran unit built for January football. Short answer, yes. Long answer, thanks to smart structuring, especially with the Watt extension, the Steelers have enough room to make one or both of these signings. Omar Khan has been working cap magic since taking over. He's turned the Steelers from a team known for being cheap into one that's bold, aggressive, and willing to go for it. And fans are noticing. One of the biggest off-season highlights was the extension of superstar pass rusher TJ Watt. And that deal is already paying dividends in more ways than one. Longtime NFL agent Lee Steinberg told insider Brian Batko that the Watt extension wasn't just about keeping an elite player. It was a message to the entire roster, greater than by signing him to those numbers. It sends a message to the rest of the roster that if you perform at that breakthrough level, we'll take care of you too. That's huge. It means this organization is rewarding performance. If you show up, you'll get paid, plain and simple. And that boost in morale, it could carry over into training camp, into the season, and hopefully into the postseason. Let's be honest, the Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2016. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially for a franchise with 6 Super Bowl rings. And while that's not TJ Watt's fault, in fact, he's probably the reason they've stayed afloat. The fact remains, this team needs to win now. If Khan adds Cooper and Simmons, you're looking at a top-tier defense, and Elite QBWR combo, one of the most balanced rosters in the AFCITs, all right there. The pieces are almost complete. Steelers fans, let's be real. When Aaron Rodgers signed with Pittsburgh this offseason, the buzz around the league was electric. But here's the twist. His journey is once again mirroring Brett Favre's in uncanny ways. Think about it. Both drafted by the Green Bay Packers, both won their only Super Bowl ring in their 6th season at age 27. Favre won 3 consecutive MVPs, 1995 to 1997. Rodgers, 4 MVPs, including back-to-back in 2020 and 22-1, both ended up with the New York Jets after Green Bay said goodbye. And Rodgers reportedly wanted to follow Favre one more time to the Minnesota Vikings, but instead landed in Pittsburgh. Fate. But here's where it gets really interesting. If Aaron Rodgers throws 20 touchdown passes this season, and we all know he can do that in his sleep, if healthy, he'll tie Brett Favre for 15 career seasons with at least 20 passing touchdowns. Let that sink in. Only 3 quarterbacks in NFL history have more. Tom Brady, 220 seasons, Drew Brees, 17, Peyton Manning, to 16 Favre, and Phillip Rivers each have 15. Rodgers currently has 14, so just one more solid season, and he's right there in that elite club. And that's not all. When it comes to total career touchdown passes, Rodgers is knocking at the door again. Tom Brady, minus 649, Drew Brees, 571, Peyton Manning, minus 539, Brett Favre, 508, Aaron Rodgers, 503. So with just 6 more touchdown passes, Rodgers moves past Favre and takes 4th place all-time. Steelers Nation. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The only question is, can he stay healthy long enough to make it happen? Look, breaking records is nice. It's great for legacy, great for headlines, but Pittsburgh didn't sign Rodgers just for history books. They brought him here to compete for a Super Bowl in 2025. This offseason, Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin went all-in, traded for WRDK Metcalf, giving Rodgers a legit deep threat, traded for DB Jalen Ramsey, bringing swagger and leadership to the secondary. Still working to extend TJ Watt, keeping the defensive core together. All of that screams win now. But let's be honest, this roster has a lot of miles on it. Rodgers is 41. Ramsey has dealt with injuries. Even Watt's health is being watched closely after he slowed down late last season. And when you stack the Steelers against AFC North rivals like the Ravens or Bengals, it's hard to say Pittsburgh is the favorite. Ravens, loaded roster, Lamar Jackson in his prime, and a killer defense. Bengals, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and an offense that can drop 30 in their sleep. Steelers, gritty, tough, experienced, but not as explosive. According to FanDuel, here's how the AFC North odds shape up. Ravens, minus 150 Bengals, plus 250 Steelers, plus 500, that puts Pittsburgh as a clear underdog in the division. And for overall playoff odds, FanDuel has the Steelers as the 8th best team in the AFC at plus 142, make the postseason. That means if things stay status quo, we're sitting at home watching Wild Card. Weekend on the couch, but here's where hope kicks in. Has never had a losing season. He's pulled playoff appearances out of rosters that had no business getting in. And now he has Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks of our era. If this duo can click, and that's a big if, there's a world where they shock the NFL and go on a run. Rodgers might not be vintage MVP A-Rod anymore. But even 85% of Rodgers is better than most quarterbacks in the league. And unlike the dysfunction he faced in Green Bay and New York, Pittsburgh offers him stability, leadership, and a city that breathes football. Their first test, the New York Jets, Rodgers' old team in Week 1. Talk about drama. Talk about a statement game. Steelers Nation, this is where you come in. Omar Khan has already had a fantastic offseason, but could it be perfect? Let's review. Adding Amari Cooper gives Rodgers another trusted target. Signing Justin Simmons shores up the defense. Both are available, both want to compete, and both fit the culture. So here's the big question for you. Should the Steelers sign Cooper, Simmons, or both? Do you trust Khan to make the final move that puts us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from the real ones in Steelers Nation. And of course, if you enjoyed this deep dive and want more exclusive insights straight from the Steel City, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a thing where. Here every week breaking down the moves that matter most, because this might be the year. Until next time, here we go, Steelers Nation.